Hi everybody, welcome to the Esoteric Essay YouTube channel. Number one, this video is going to be very different than my previous uploads. I'm not going to be talking about hidden underground cities under Area 51. I'm not going to talk about Cleopatra escaping and coming to America and really being buried somewhere here. I'm not going to talk about the Knights Templar and what they were up to. None of that stuff. If you want to see that stuff, they're in the other videos prior to this one. Facebook group, Esoteric Essays, and read all those essays. But this is going to be something totally different. It's still in the same genre, hidden things, and things they don't want you to know, but it's totally not about all that other stuff. This is more on the lines of medicine and things that they can really help you with. Not medicines, plants. That's what I mean. Natural medicines, not the medicine that they sell us in the store. That's the toxins. And this video is going to show you something that I created for myself over the last year and a half that's really helped me, because I have really bad problems with my pancreas. And no modern medicine was helping me. It still is not helping me. I've had heart attacks. I mean, things have gotten much worse. I've gained more weight. I couldn't even move for the last few months. My whole body started swelling up even worse than it is now, because I didn't have this drink for the last few months. So I really was even worse. So I finally was able to get some of these products, because they're very expensive. So thank you to my friends that have helped me. I mean, literally I was in my bed almost 24 hours a day last week and the week before, until I got some of this and was able to make it again and consume some for the last 2 or 3 days. But so this video is going to be a demonstration of how I make this drink and sort of why. But I wanted to just make a little preview here and explain that this is very different. This is more about hidden secret other things and not the ones that I've been talking about before. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them, and I will gladly answer any questions and tell you why I did what, in this drink. But please like and subscribe to the channel. And other than that, we're going to a new direction right now, and let's go. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm going to try to make a little video where I put together the steps on how to make this tea that I've been drinking. And I haven't had this for like the last 2 months, and I think that's why I've been getting really sick and been rushed to the hospital. This is a very strong ginger turmeric based tea with quite a few other herbs and berries and things in it, including Manuka honey. So right now, that is the tea boiling on the stove in these 2 big pots. That's the ginger and the turmeric root. And this is an example of this. This is what I'm going to juice, because I'm going to put real live juice in it as well. But I've actually chopped up probably twice this much. So there's probably 2 pounds of turmeric and 1.5 pounds of ginger chopped up into fine little pieces. See, there's the cutting board and there's the dirty knife. You came in after I already started this. But you chop it up real fine and you just throw it in the nice Kirkland bottles of water, so you're not drinking this nasty contaminated water from the tap that full of lead and poop and pee and whatever. What is that stuff for your teeth? Fluoride. So none of that's in there, hopefully. But okay, so it's boiling right now, the main base, but there's a lot to this. There's going to be more teas. There's going to be a cinnamon tea that I make and add to this. I'll show you that. There's going to be a hibiscus based tea that I make and add to this. And then here is the Manuka honey that's going to go into this tea. Quite a lot of Manuka honey. Then we got the hibiscus berry tea. I'm going to put some vanilla bean. This makes a real cinnamon tea. Put some real lemon in there. These berries are going to be juiced and put in the tea. And then also these actual spices are going to be in the tea too. Thyme, mint, dill, and cilantro. So, okay, I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna try to show you a little video of each step of the way, and I'll put it all together and mash it together. But this tea will really help your digestive system. I have horrible pancreas problems. It's really helped a huge amount with that. It helps a massive amount with heartburn. And the Manuka honey is very expensive. This tea is literally gonna cost about $200 to $300 to make as much as I'm making right now. But you can make it in a smaller batch or try to shop around, but each one of these honeys are like $60 or $70 a bottle. And they can be even more expensive depending on how strong you get. This is very important, potent honey. But okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to show you the hibiscus tea and the cinnamon tea. So I put 2 pots of water back here. Each one of these have like 4 or 5 19-ounce bottles of water in them. So I'm going to take this hibiscus berry tea that you can get at Vaughn's. I'll open it up. You see it's loose leaf tea. Don't worry about that because we're going to strain it. But this is the tea. This smells amazing. I'm so sorry you cannot smell this. But we're going to just dump it straight in the water. Maybe about 3/4 of a cup of it. Just drop it in the water and turn it on until it just barely starts to simmer, and then turn it and let it keep simmering for about 10 minutes, and then shut it off, and then just let it steep for like 30 or 40 minutes. It's going to be very potent and concentrated. Now we're going to go to the cinnamon tea. See, real cinnamon sticks. Same thing. You can get these at Vaughn's. I got this stupid little cover. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand and film. But we are going to, well, I didn't want to put all of them in there, but almost all of them. So, since this is just my tea. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe lucky number 7. 7 sticks of cinnamon. Do the same thing. Bring that up to a slight boil, simmer. Don't let it boil real hard. Don't let either one of these boil real hard. Just let them simmer for like 10-15 minutes and then shut them off, both. And let them sit there and steep for like an hour. Let them get real strong and potent. And then I'll show you what we're going to do after that. This stuff is still simmering on a 2.6, just like this. This is about how you want this to simmer. And these simmer for about an hour. Okay, I'm going to go to the juicing part in a second. Be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the live parts of this juice or tea or whatever you want to call it. This is some of the ginger and the turmeric root that I put aside. And I'm going to juice it. And I don't know if I can do this and record it at the same time, but I might try, but I might have to shut it off and then I'll show you what the juice looks like after. But I have to catch the juice in this bowl, and the pulp in this bowl, and push the plunger with this hand, so it's a little hard to do that and record. But you can skip this. When I first made this juice, I didn't do the juicing of the roots. And I just boiled them. But it's more effective this way, because when you boil it, you kill off a lot of things. So this way, I'm putting the live enzymes back in. So if you do have a juicer, this costs like $80 or $100 at Amazon. They're not real expensive, and this makes a big difference. So if you're going to make this juice, and you have a problem like I do, it'd probably be worth doing this step, but you can skip it. So, okay, I'm going to juice the turmeric. I'll show you what the juice looks like, and I'll show you what the pulp looks like. And I put the pulp aside because I'm still going to make more of this tea out of the pulp too. And then I'll add the live juice to it later. But okay, I'm going to juice this. Be right back. Okay, as you can see, I'm finished juicing the turmeric. That was not a lot of turmeric. That was only like 3/4 of a pound. And as you can see, you can get a lot of juice out of the turmeric. So you put this in the refrigerator, take this, the dry material, see it's coming out of there. You got to catch it all so it don't end up in your juice, or else you have to strain it out of your juice, so just catch it. But put both of these in the refrigerator. We're going to use them both. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the ginger. Be right back. Okay, I finished juicing the ginger. And as you can see, that juices pretty well too. That's pretty dry. But we put the juice in the refrigerator. We put this in the refrigerator. I'm actually going to make even more of the base of this drink out of this, the turmeric juice leavings, and then the turmeric and ginger that I've already boiled once. I'm going to strain all that and I'm going to boil it again with some more water to get even more of this tea and maximize the usage of these ingredients because they're very expensive. So, and like I said, if you don't have a juicer, you can skip this. But this is actually very important because it's putting the live enzymes back in. And it makes a big difference, but the other way will still work, just not as well. And these ingredients are expensive, so I mean, if you can get your hands on a juicer, I would completely do this step too. But I'm gonna come back in a minute and show you the blueberries and the fruit part of this and how I get the juices out of those and what I do to those and the spices. But here is, that's the hibiscus berry tea. It's just barely simmering. And there's the cinnamon tea. And now I'm just gonna let those sit for like 30-40 minutes while I do the berries. And the main concoction, you notice it's off the stove, that's outside now. That's got to cool off because I got to strain all of that liquid and get all of the diced up turmeric root and ginger root out of that so I can boil it again and get even more of this. But okay, I'll be back in a second with the fruit part. Hopefully this video comes together because this is a very powerful drink and I'm just trying to help you guys. I'm not trying to make money off of it. I know I could sell this drink. I could probably sell this drink for like $20 a bottle. If you have some problems like me or other people, the minute you drink this, you'll go, wow. Like nausea problems, any intestinal problems, and a lot of it's to do with the honey too. But okay, back in a minute with the berries. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the juice out of the raspberries and the blackberries. See, the raspberries and the blackberries. I'm only going to show you basically part of this. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. I'm going to take these raspberries and I'm going to drop them into the blender like this. And I'm going to do that with the other package. Take them, stick them here in the blender. I already looked at them to make sure there was no big rotten ones. But even if there are, you can still use them because you'd be shocked to see what makes it into your food. I mean, I'm being careful, but pick out any really bad ones. You don't want mold in here if you can help it. But like I said, you should see what's in the food you buy at the stores. But, so now I'm going to take a little bit of this water, the bottled water, and just put in a little bit. Just to make this blend up easier and more soupy. Maybe like that much of the bottle. Now I'm going to blend this up like crazy. So I'm going to blend it up more than that and probably add a little bit more water. Then I'm going to strain all of this juice into a bowl through this strainer and like work it through and keep the seeds in here and get rid of them. That's the easiest way to do this. If you try to juice these in the juicer, you will get like 2 tablespoons of juice and nothing else. So this is the easiest way to get a lot of the berry. So I'm going to do this with the raspberries, get the juice, discard the seeds. And do it with the blackberries. Same way, you don't need to see that. And I'll put those into the refrigerator and put them aside, and then I'll come back and show you what I do with the blueberries, because that's a little different. And I add all the spices and the vanilla bean and the lemon and everything to that before I mix it. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've already showed you how to blend up the raspberries. And this is me with the seeds strained out of the raspberries. And this is the blackberries blended up. And this is part of it strained out. So you basically take the strainer, put it on the bowl, pour in the blended up juice, and you gotta agitate it, swish it around, and you'll actually get it. See, if you see down there, it's coming out, but it's pretty slow. So you really want to do this with your fingers. So, I mean, just make sure you wash your hands. I can't do that right now, but I'm going to shut it off, and I'm going to strain this the rest of the way, and then I'll show you the blueberries, because it's different, because I add all the spices and stuff, because I don't have to worry about straining out any of the juice. or seeds, because there are no seeds. And be very careful with the turmeric. You see, look at this. It stains everything. So you can stain your cutlery, your cookery, your cabinets, your floors. So you got to be very careful with the turmeric and some of these ingredients. But okay, I'll be back in a minute and show you the blueberries once I strain this. Okay, so this is the blueberry part with all the herbs. So we're going to do the same thing with the blueberries, but we don't need to strain this. Is that they don't have seeds. So we're going to dump the blueberries in the blender just like we did the other berries. I know, I'm making a mess. I'll fix that later. Good thing this is mine. I don't care if a berry landed on the ground. But, so, add a little bit of water to that. But you don't have to add a lot because we're going to cut the lemons in half and we're going to squeeze all of that into here. Then we're going to take cilantro. And don't get most of the cilantro from a bundle and chop it up, put it in here. Then we want to take the living mint, the living thyme, and the living dill. And like the mint, chop it all up. Don't get the dirt in there. But chop all that up and put it in there. The thyme, the stems are a little thicker, so you might want to try to get the leaves off the stems. Chop that up and put it in there. The dill, just chop it up and put it in there. And then we're going to take a vanilla bean. And you got to cut that vanilla bean down the center. And get all the little precious vanilla out of there and stick it in there too. And once all this is in here, we're going to blend the living heck out of it. Like I said, add a little water. And then put this aside in a bowl too. And then all of this is going to go inside of this drink. So, okay, I got to do this. And if I had a third or fourth hand, I could show you me doing this. So, but I can't. But maybe I can stop and show you some in between. I'll be back. Okay, so I have the blueberries in there with almost all the spices. This is what's left of the live spices and the cilantro. This is sort of some of the dill and some of the thyme. So throw the rest of that in there. I already split open the vanilla bean and got the vanilla out. We're going to stick this in here. Put that there. Then one thing you got to strain out is you got to strain out all the lemon seeds. So I'm going to strain out the rest of the lemon seeds and then I'm going to blend the living heck out of this and just pulverize it to death.
Let's see. Phone number 888-RICH-101.
Okay, this is the blueberries after they've been blended for a minute or two. And don't forget to add a little bit of water to thin it down. And then pour it in a bowl. Clean your blender. Put this in the refrigerator with the raspberry and the blackberry juices and set them aside, and we will use these later. Okay, now that we're done with all the berries, now we're going back to these 2 pots of tea. I already strained this one because I can't do it on camera. So this is the liquid from the smaller pot, and then here's the chopped up turmeric and ginger that I cooked in there. It's like a pound a piece of both in each pot. So I'm going to take this already cooked turmeric and ginger, and I'm also going to take these are the remnants from what I juiced. I'm going to take these, and then I need to strain this one and get all the turmeric and ginger out of this and put aside the juice. And I'm actually going to put all the cut up pieces of ginger, all the ones I already cooked, plus the pulp, and I'm going to make another pot of this juice, a big one. And then I'm going to strain that too. And I got to let it all cool. Then there's your hibiscus and the cinnamon tea. They're still steeping. It's been about an hour. I'm going to drain all this stuff and just get the pure juices. When I come back, that's what we're going to have after this. Because it's going to take me another 2 hours to do this because I got to make another big pot. But I'm going to strain everything and I'll come back and then I'll have it all sitting here. It'll be cool. And then I can show you guys how I put this together. Okay, with the honey. So, alright, I'll be back. in about 2 hours, but it'll be about 10 seconds for you guys. Alright, peace. Okay, I'm back. Now you need a big container. It depends on how much of this you make. This is about 30 16.9 ounce bottles of water that I made. It took 3 batches. You didn't see the third one. But like I said, I took all the leftover turmeric and ginger that I already cooked, and I put it in the big pot, and I added like 8 more bottles of water, maybe 6 more bottles of water, and I put the pulp from when I juiced the turmeric and ginger, and I put that in there too, and I boiled that for like 30 minutes, a slight simmer, and then I let it cool too, and I strained that. I strained all of them. I put all the ginger turmeric concoction is right here. Here is the rest of it. You've already seen me do all this. There's the ginger juice, the turmeric juice, that's the blackberries, that's the blueberries and all the spices, the thyme, the cilantro, all of them. There's the raspberries, that's the hibiscus tea, and that is the cinnamon tea. Both of these are about 4 16-ounce bottles of water. So now I'm going to add all this together. But first about these. These are the live juices. This is the extra part that I highly recommend. But if you do this, they separate. So you got to stir these up with the spoon, because like the pulp, especially from the ginger, it's real thick and sludgy, but you got to get it all. It's all important stuff. So now we're going to add all this stuff to the ginger turmeric tea. So here goes the raspberries. I'll clean out the bowls better when we're done. There goes the blueberries and all those crazy spices. Here goes the blackberries. There is the live turmeric juice. See the little pulp? It gets really separated, and it's thick, so you got to stir that up before you do this. And it's worse than the ginger. Here's the ginger live juice. See, there's some more of the pulp stuff. This is the cinnamon tea with the cinnamon sticks removed. And then this is the hibiscus tea. Then you got to stir it really well. And then we have one of the most potent super ingredients to add to this in a few minutes. I'm going to pause this again because I've got to heat it up in the microwave. And that is this honey. And it's way too thick right now, so I got to make it liquidy. So that is this honey. This is 1 pound, 1.6 ounces. I'm putting both of those in this, and probably that one too. Like I said, these are like 50, 60 bucks a piece, and this is like 25, 30. Luckily I have somebody that helps me get this stuff because I could never afford it, but it works really good. So I'm going to heat this up in the microwave, and I'm going to slowly add it to this as I stir it in, and then I let it sit here again for like another hour or so and let it cool even more, and then I'm going to put it in the bottles. I'm actually going to dilute it by like 5 more bottles of water. So hopefully I get 40 to 48 bottles out of this, and it'll last me like 3 weeks or so. But I'll be right back when I warm up the honey. Okay, once again, there we are with the whole cocktail now with everything in it besides the honey. Like I said, there's a little bit of like plant matter on top, but when you stir that up, it's so fine and unnoticeable in the drink. But except you want this in here. All this stuff's very important. But this is the honey. There are different kinds of Manuka honey. Manuka honey is very special. This does magic when you burn your skin. This is what they put on severe burns, and it makes you heal 2 times as fast. If you have horrible problems with your throat and your digestive system, doctors will give you this. And see this number here, 200 plus MGO. This one is 83 plus. This has less of the Manuka compound from the special plants. This has more. This is about $25 for 8 ounces. You can actually get bigger jars at Costco, like $35 for a pound and a half. These are more expensive. These are about $50 to $60 for a pound and an ounce. They can get way more expensive. Some of these are $70 to $120 for a pound. Some of them go up to 500 MGO or even higher. There's monofloral, or that's one kind of pollen from one Manuka plant, or there's what do they call them? Not monofloral, whatever. Multiple florals. I'm probably going to use both of these, so that's 2 pounds of the really strong ones. And then this is another kind of Manuka honey. It's still certified. These are all tested and lab tested. These are actually very powerful medicines. So I'm going to add this in. You got to heat these up, because if you don't, they're very thick. It's not like that fake honey they sell you in the store. So you got to warm them up pretty good. Just don't let it explode in your microwave, because each bottle's 50-60 bucks. And it's better if this is a little warm too when you add this in. You got to stir it up really good. And then we'll move on to the bottling phase. But this is a lot of the magic here. Okay, here we go again, and this is the bottling station. So this is so here's all the empty bottles. Remember to save them, and the lids. So I stick them in like a little casserole dish with a towel. Make sure you don't care if the towel gets ruined, because this stuff, I'm telling you, make sure you don't get this on the floors or something, because it stains. So before you do this, you need to stir this up real good, like this. So all the little fine particles that are floating at the top, they get all mixed in real good. So you gotta stir it up real good. Once you stir it up, you take like a glass container and stick it in there. Gurgles it up. Then you use this little funnel and you individually fill the bottles and put the lids back on. I can't do this while I'm recording, so I'll show you all the filled bottles in about 15 minutes because it takes a while. So just take it easy. Don't go crazy here. You don't want a yellow floor. So okay, you gotta put the phone down and hit the stop button, and I'll be back when they're full. So now I am done bottling this. It actually took like 30 minutes. So I got 37 bottles. One of them's in the freezer, because I want to drink that as quick as I can. They're still a little warm. So I'm gonna go put these out in the refrigerator in the garage, let them cool down, and hopefully if you guys have problems like me and you have the means to get some of these ingredients, you can make this yourself. And hopefully I can put together a video that's clear on how to do this. But this stuff works wonders on digestion, inflammation, pain, heartburn, pancreas, any kind of digestive problems. It does wonders. But okay, and like I said, you see a little bit of the like herb plant matter on top, and all you gotta do, just shake it before each drink, and you won't even notice it's in there. And I'm telling you, this actually tastes much better than people think. I don't even like ginger, and this is really gingery. But, I mean, the more you drink it, the more you like it. But it actually don't taste bad, even with all these crazy ingredients in it. Okay, hopefully you guys can use something from this video, and maybe this will help you guys. So, I came up with this myself. I know I could sell this concoction, and I'm not trying to make money from it. I'm just trying to help people. So you have my permission to make it, share this recipe. You just don't have permission to sell this. If I wanted to sell it, I'd sell it myself. I want everybody who can use this to use it and get better. Okay, have a good day. Bye.